Help support our coverage using Blueberry, the community that gives creators the ability to make money, get detailed audience measurements, and host their audio and video. Get 30 days to try out the service using promo code Blueberry004. That's BLUBRRY004.
I have to comment. Our next guest is wearing, it appears, a flight suit.
I like that.
Now, when I was in the U.S. Navy, our flight suits looked a little different, but all flight suits are just about the same. So, what Maca, future in the air? So, is it Thierry? How do you pronounce your name?
Thierry.
Thierry. Okay.
Exactly.
So
good morning.
Good morning. So, tell us about Maca.
Well, I'm the president and co-founder of Maca. Maca is a young company created end of 2020 with an idea which appeared in Airbus company in 2018. We decided to create a flying car using hydrogen as energy vector. So we spent 3 years developing this idea inside the company. And in end of 2020, we decided to remove the project from Airbus and to continue as an independent company, as a startup. So the idea is to use this aircraft in the racing environment to get less constrained regulation. When you fly in a racing environment, of course you have less regulations, and you can go faster when you develop the technology, just like Formula One, which is a good way to pull the technology and to use this technology on future cars. So we intend to do the same. Develop the technology of hydrogen and put it later on future flying taxis. And what also is interesting in the concept is that you can accelerate the social acceptance of people for future flying taxis. Because, 120 years ago, everything started with race. The cars started with race.
Right.
Aviation, the same. All those races started in France. This is why we want to do the same for flying taxis. And we really believe that it will accelerate this social acceptance. So we are currently, we flew a third scale model in 2019 to validate the architecture, to be sure that everything is okay. And we are currently developing, manufacturing the scale 1, which will fly end of this year. But basic scale 1, meaning that we're going to use batteries at the beginning. We won't put a pilot on board. It will be remote this year. And then we need money, of course. We are here at the CES to find investors, also not only visibility, but also investors to go forward, meaning that after this demonstrator, we need to integrate the pilot on board, to certify the vehicle, to put the hydrogen, to certify the vehicle. So there are some challenges, but of course we are ready to do that, because we have a team of around 10 engineers with us, specialized in all the different domains of flying cars. And we believe that in 1 year we will be ready to go to this second step and to make the first racing by 2024, first event and first racing. In this project, we have two different project inside one project. The vehicle itself and the racing concept, because there is nothing existing today for vehicle. So we have to create this ecosystem around the vehicle. So this ecosystem, we're working with Formula One organizers, so those people are very passionate by the idea, and we are working with them to define the rules of race, how to promote this race, and how to create this new vital racing. So this is exciting to build the future, and to see that the future is in the air.
You know, if you think about air racing or airplane racing, that still exists today.
Yeah.
It's still
Red Bull air races are huge.
It's a very viable sport. So is this going to be? This is going to be more like manned drone racing, right? Or is that you're trying to define it as a car, an air car, but what is your idea? Is this initially be a one-seater, then it'll expand so that it'll actually replicate an actual air taxi, or what's the kind of the concept behind that?
Yeah, behind that. It's quite different from air race existing today, because air race existing today, you know, airplanes take off from a base, they make the show at 50, 100 meters from the ground, so it's quite high. They go back on the base. Our philosophy is different. We want to create a new race, because we can take off behind the public.
Sure.
We can make the race, but very low, because we don't want to fly high, just like an airplane or an helicopter.
Sure. Right.
The idea is really to be close to the spectators, close to people.
Yeah.
So we intend to fly low and to make the show, and then to come back in front of the people, and everybody can see the pilot, can see the aircraft. This is a new philosophy. It's not an airplane which is going through the air, and you don't see the pilot.
That's right, right.
So it's something new. This is why we had to invent the rules. We had to invent the different philosophy of this race, and it will be quite different from what is existing today.
Yeah,
Well,
it sounds it sounds fun.
It sounds really cool, and I've been hugely into watching the Drone Racing League for the last couple years, and just one curiosity, with hydrogen fuel cells in cars, things like that, one of the big issues has, of course, been refueling, distance, all that kind of stuff. What kind of thrust ratio are you talking about with this? What kind of speeds are you able to get, even with your modeling right now? And what's the hope distance? Because, of course, some races like Indy races, you know, things like that can be the equivalent of hundreds of miles. You know, Formula One, all that kind of good stuff.
Well, in terms of speed, we made a calculation with our during our studies. We expect 250 kilometers per hour, meaning that 150 mph. I think something
close
like
to that.
So, this is the race expected race speed. Sorry. The hydrogen, of course, it's a challenge to integrate hydrogen in this kind of aircraft. Of course, we are discussing with air regulation, to see how to do that, and how to certify this kind of aircraft. And anyway, if we use batteries, the endurance is 5 minutes. And we cannot go further regarding the technology of batteries today. Perhaps tomorrow we could improve.
Right.
Today
it's still not getting incrementally bigger.
Exactly.
Right.
But for hydrogen, it's different. We can expect 15 minutes of 15-20 minutes of endurance with hydrogen. So at the same weight. So this is why it's clearly possible to make a race. 15 minutes, 20 minutes. When you see the drone racing, it's a few minutes.
Exactly.
But here it's clearly not a drone racing. It's a pilot on board, and it's really a Formula One flying Formula One. So it's another philosophy. And what we want to do also is to mix with this kind of vehicle. It's possible to mix the reality and augmented reality, and this could be very fun to imagine a new spectacle. You know, not just
you could be in the seat with them.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I was about to say.
Instead of turning around, you know, a race track, you can imagine something different with augmented reality and some gates. Just like
same way they do in NASCAR with the driver camera and everything else. Absolutely.
But also, it's not necessarily turning left the entire time or turning learning, right?
Yeah.
It is a
It's an actual course that you go through, and you have goals to hit and things that you might miss along the way.
Exactly, and this is what we are defining today. The rules for this new race with a specialist of Formula One, because it's not our business.
Sure.
Events. So we rely on people who know how to do that.
Well, it's very, very exciting. So where can people go to find more information? Is it maca.com or what's the website?
macaflight.com.
macaflight.com.
Exactly.
To go check it out. So you're looking for investors, you're looking for folks to participate and be enthusiasts in the technology.
Exactly. So this is why we are here. We are looking for investors. We met lots of partners here.
Awesome.
Lots of people are ready to help us. In France, in US, we decided to create a subsidiary in US few months ago. So we have subs here with a CEO, which is Irina in France, in US. She's invited in lots of events, automotive events, UAM events, lots of forums, discussions, and so on. So this is very interesting for us to have a footprint in USA, because we have to spread our idea, to communicate, to promote our concept in your country, because here we perfectly know that you like those kind of show. And, this is exciting anyway.
Yeah.
But Formula One is growing here. It's getting more popular.
We have a track in Austin.
That's right.
I live just 2-3 miles away from a Formula One.
So anything that's related is good.
Absolutely. And the technology that goes into that is immense.
And it comes out into the normal world too. So, well, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your welcome. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Good luck, and we look forward to see what you bring next year.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Outstanding.
TPN CES 2022 coverage is executive produced by Michelle Mendez. Technical directors are Kurt Corliss and Adam Barker. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz and Maurice McCoy. Interviews are edited by Joe Minnie. Hosts are Marlo Anderson, Todd Cochran, Scott Ertz, Christopher Jordan, Danielle Mendez, and Alante Sparks. Las Vegas studio provided by HC Productions. Remote studio provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. This has been a Tech Podcast Network production. Copyright 2022.